Hello everyone, welcome to another session with your favorites. In the last session, we had walked through about the basic setup of approval calculations and uh, uh, how exactly we create approval groups in the BPM work list. How do we see the model in the HCM system itself without having to navigate to the BPM work list? How do we define the approvals? How do we navigate to the different tasks of approval and the human capital management? What are the different tasks available in the human capital management to define the approval? How, in case we don't really need the approval to be defined for any transaction, we can bypass them. So these are all some topics which we had covered last in the last session. So today in this session, we will see in real time if we get any requirement for defining the field rule, how do we do it for the ATM transaction? So also we had seen how there are different types of approvals last time. Let's use a couple of them this time and see how we can define one. We'll define some basic rule and the transaction that we'll be looking at uh, is let's see it for the options. And we had also checked last time like how we can see the transaction here when we navigate from home page. Taking the transaction console quickly, we will end up in the page we just we, but we can also go to this page through set convenience. So in this global search, if we search for define field, we search for this task for human capital management. If you open, we are actually looking for the human capital management. We could see there are three tasks which are clubbed into this task list. So here, the manage task configuration for human capital management is also something to be done in the BPM work list. We will see in the future sessions how we can use this to help our approval configurations. Manage approval groups is something which we have already seen yesterday, how to create a group and how this approval group would be helpful for us to define the approval groups. So this manage approval transaction for human capital management, it is to be navigated through transaction console or we could come here. And the transaction summary, if you see, this is where we could see all the transaction that is submitted in the system. If it is completed, uh, or if it is in progress, everything could be seen here. Now let's go to approval rules. We will define for absence today. So I'll select it as global absence recording, single assignment. We have only the single assignment here, so which is why I'm selecting this rule. Okay. Here there is already a rule defined, which we have already defined. I'll show you how we have actually done this. Or will do one thing, I'll just delete this. I'll delete both these rules and we'll see how we can define it from scratch. So if I click, there is nothing as of now. If I click on plus, here it shows the rule. Rule is nothing like the condition. If this is what is the condition, then who is the approved? We could select it from here. Now, let me first define the condition. Say we have a requirement from listeners that all absences, irrespective of which absence type it is, if a staff, HR, or the manager, if they submit more than 5 years of absence request uh, in one slot, then it has to go through an approval from a specific user, or it has to go through an approval from the HR representative, AOR. Here we have it. So we'll have the requirement as such, and we'll see how we can define this. So now, first, let me define this rule. For this rule, we could provide the real name as well. Absence duration by dates. Okay. So the default rule that we see, the default rule how it comes is it is going to be 1 is equal to 1, which means that there isn't any conditions given. So if you just add the approval, irrespective of what the transaction condition is, it has to go through those approvals. So that is how it works. Now, if I define this rule, only then it works accordingly. I click on edit, select from attribute. Here, for the duration to be selected, we have the defined attributes already. So we will select it as duration. We also have another functions like we could write a function based out of it. We can define the rule, or we could select from the attribute that is already available. We could select the date, boolean function. We can enter the string, or we could just write a number saying that this is what it is. Then we could also use the logical operators here. So with the help of logical operators, we could define the rule. Now I say this is greater than. If it is greater than, I'll just say number. If it is greater than 5. So I'm just saying that duration, absence duration greater than 5. I wouldn't tag any other condition here. Let's keep this rule simple. Now, if I select this, then all these approvals will be enabled. We'll just say that we'll add the user once. Now I'm saying if it is greater than, right? So if it is greater than, we'll write one more condition. This is less than 5. We will just add along representative. Both these are HR representative. We could add any kind of your like payroll representative benefits. So any representative could be added. I'll just keep it as HR representative. So this is how it works. If it is greater than 5, it has to go to another level of approval from a specific user. We will select which user it is. Here the action type could be of two types. Either we could get the approval required from this approver, or we could just intimate them saying that, let me just inform them saying that this is just an information to them, but they don't really have to perform any action. So I'll say it as approval required. We'll select the user. So here I'll select this user. HR representative. So this is how the limits. Now let's click on save. And then we'll commit this changes. So how it works is whatever that I have committed, the rule is set now. Before that, there isn't any rule defined. All the absences which were submitted earlier was all getting set up. Now I have defined one rule saying that only if the duration is greater than 5, it has to go through certain level of approvals. If it is not, then it has to only send to HR representative, AOR. We'll see if it works the same way. Person management. So hereafter, any absences which is submitted, only that would be effective based on the approval which we defined. Anything which is already submitted will not work based on this. Let's see. Just see the user that we can use. So we can remember the person number. So this is where, for this is security console where all users should be available. So he's an employee. So for this employee, let's submit one absence. Inactive employee. Let's do one second. So he has these plans available, which is so only these plans is active as of now, or all the other two which isn't run. So I'll submit this absence. If it has a balance, let's submit the same. Is in application. So demo absence type created. First, what we'll do, we'll submit an absence which is of grade less than 5 days. We will see how it goes, and we will also submit one more, which will work no more than 5 days. He still has the permit, so let's so both goes through an approval. Both has to get approved from the HR representative. But one of the has to go through an approval from one specific user. So when we submit both these absences, we could see that both are awaiting approval, right? Now let's go and check in the absence transaction. So absence transaction is a place where we see all the transaction status, who it is pending with, what exactly its status. So everything could be viewed and here. So now that we have submitted, it should be entered in progress status. So you could see that photo is available here. Now let me first open something which is of greater than 5 days. We could see that it has been to HR specialist and also the user we had tagged. So first it goes to HR specialist and then the chat routine. It is the parallel approval. It has been to both of this user now. Now we'll also see another absence which is of less than 45 days. So it is only went to HR specialist. So which means that our approval is working as we had expected and as we had